live. No one's in stream.
Do I start the intro now?
I think there's one viewer in here, but I'm pretty sure it's just me.
You're viewing yourself. Well, it's for the YouTube version, so may as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, we got Elements here. Who's the Noganator?
Okay. Nogs.
Sound check is good.
Sound check.
Freaking killer.
You think we're ready?
Yeah, bring it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midwest F1 League. I am your co-host Stat with my partner here, Crash, and we are here at the Netherlands Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix. How are we feeling today, Crash?
Feeling pretty good, dude. I'm excited for this track. I was just ripping around it on time trials and would find myself making one mistake on one corner every time, and I couldn't correct it. But I'm not as good as these drivers here, so I'm assuming we won't be seeing that today.
Yeah, well, with any hope, we won't have as many DNFs as we had the last couple of weeks, but we're set for a very exciting race here.
This is gonna be a good one.
How do you feel the drivers are feeling going into this race today?
I imagine they're all feeling pretty good. This is their second go technically for a lot of these guys at this track, racing with each other / against each other, as this is where they did the team selection race at the beginning of the year before we went truly live. If you want to check up that race, it's actually on Pork Chop's YouTube channel. You can go give that a watch. I mean, it's some entertaining stuff here. There we go. God, I'm the one freaking slowing everyone down. But yeah, it's I'm excited to see what goes on here. I believe Cam won that team selector race actually, so the man who is due for a win did win that back in Zandvoort the first time that we were there, so let's see if he can do it again.
Yes, very due, very due. And obviously this track it's quite a technical track. It's quite thin as well within a lot of the track. So it'll be interesting race to see where people are trying to make those overtakes.
Yes, totally agree. It's a fun it's a fun fast track. That I love that hard bank. What turn is it? Sorry, of turn 4 there. That's a fun turn because you can take that in so many different ways. Like you can pretend you're on a skateboard really and go right up to the top of the thing and then slingshot yourself down and out for some pace. Just going into that long swerving weave of 5, 6, and 7 into 8 there. Fun little section.
Yeah, it's a very fun track to get it right, but a very unforgiving track to get it wrong on.
Yes, exactly that.
As we are just starting qualifying here, so we will begin that part of the broadcast in a moment. But as we begin, I might throw to you and ask, who do you reckon your pick is today for top qualifier?
I'm feeling Kenny. I think he's gonna have a good day today. Him and Random Series, I think, are due for a couple of good days, if not podiums from both of them. I don't think we're gonna see Monster up there today.
Yeah, I believe as well. Random Series has the pole record? No, Bloxham. Bloxham
Okay.
has the qualifying record so far. Because we did record the results from the practice race, including race winner, fastest race lap, and fastest qualifying lap. So Bloxham was able to take out top qualifier in that practice race. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people are able to perform today.
For sure.
As one Renault comes out, and I think an AlphaTauri, a Red Bull, a Haas. So qualifying's really kicking into gear right now.
So it seemed to be a lot of cars jumping out virtually at the exact same time here.
Do you want to, as everyone's about to go on their out lap, do you just want to run through all the replacements for tonight's race?
Yeah, so today we only have 2, actually. We have K-Dog coming in for his first of the year, representing the Williams, replacing the Suit Man, the Long Zone. The Suit Man, I believe he is in here. And then tonight in the Haas, Monkey Mafia comes back to represent the colors which he once represented in prior races, as he dropped down to F2, or Tier 2, but now has opted back for... Oh, K-Dog is a she. Freaking awesome. I am really happy to hear that, honestly. That is good news. She's already a fan favorite, we'll just say. But Monkey Mafia, going back to my thought, is representing the Haas, who he is now in the Tier 2 Ferrari team, but he is back tonight in the Haas seat, taking up the spot that he was taking up prior to. But I guess we'll do a little bit of history here, or we'll go into the circuit de Zandvoort. That's not actually it, I just turned that French for whatever reason. But we're going into Zandvoort, which is the Dutch Grand Prix, which is a 4.259 kilometer circuit. Here we go. I even got it in miles today for you Americans. But we got, it's 2.646 miles. So that's fun. I like kilometers better, but whatever. It is a track of 15 turns. We got 10 rights and 5 lefts.
Wait, Held's already received a 5-place penalty for a collision. As Bloxham has already retired.
Where did he retire? Is that in the pits? Looks like they're in the pits.
This is strange.
Very strange.
What is going on here?
Sorry, you gotta give me a second here. Sorry about that, I was just having to change the chat to private here. Oh, Bloxham had a qualifying ban from last week. Yes, I remember that.
Oh.
Thank you, Pork Chops. We should be on that.
The clogs must have been something serious then.
Yeah, sorry, I was just dealing with our party settings there. I missed a little bit of that stuff, but I'm on with Random Serious here. It seemed that Hell got caught up with Random Serious as he's offering his apologies to him. Oh, we have a Williams off, I believe. Yes, we do. It's Heavy seemed to have found himself off. In the section, in Sector 2 there, between turn 8 and 9. He's still yet to set a lap. Right now we have nearly half the drivers who have set their first lap on the softs. As it stands right now, we got only 8 drivers who have currently set a lap. The Mercedes are sitting 1 and 3, sandwiching a Renault with the 2 Haas's following. As Artemis sets a lap on the mediums. Currently have 2 drivers who are out of this session, who unfortunately won't be able to set a lap, and Bloxham receiving a no qualifying penalty for his accidentally on purpose accident last week. And Clogmonger, who we imagine crashed out of the session.
Yeah, he must have. As Kenny is about to start his flying lap.
From what we see is that he said that someone was kind of on the curb and just barely clipped them, then he went into the wall. Unfortunate to say the least, but he will find himself on the back row with Bloxham. Who are you on, our partner?
I'm currently watching Kenny as he's completing his first time lap.
on the
coming
mediums.
through the last bit of Sector 1. He goes purple in Sector 1. It's a great start from Kenny.
Well, that's Sector 2.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh wait, no, that's Sector 1. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
It stretches so far in to the track.
As Kenny actually pulls off.
Odd. He is on the mediums, maybe just trying to get his feel for the track, and then with 10 minutes left, he will have time for at least 2 more solid goes at pole position here.
Unless he's now going for it.
Odd going purple through Sector 2 on your out lap, though. Unless he is going into the pits. Yeah, he is.
He's coming in. He must have made a mistake.
As Helg and then Enrique go 3rd and 4th. Helg being on, and Cam, there we go. Cam is the first into the 9s, taking pole, as now a Mercedes is sandwiched by the 2 Renaults, with Helg bringing up in 4th and Enrique in 5th.
And that is now the fastest qualifying time as well for the MidWestF1League, as Bloxham's was a 10.2, beating that by half a second.
And Random Sears also beat that going into the 9s as well, finding himself in a 2nd.
So we've definitely seen the improvement by some of the drivers here. So as we find now majority of our grid have set times, it's interesting to see that 4 drivers have opted to make that time on the mediums. Which obviously means they have some sort of strategic mind about their qualifying and what tyre they want to begin their race on.
As JC takes over the fastest lap now.
The 9.72. As It's Heavy comes around the final 2 corners, about to set his fastest lap. As It's Heavy goes 7th fastest.
That's pretty good for him.
Yeah. Oh, I think someone's in the wall. That's Monkey Mafia. At the end of Sector 1 heading into Sector 2. He's lost it into the wall there, missing his front wing now. As Porkchop's now on a flying lap as well. Currently on the mediums.
Now, one of the questions for the week here was which driver is viewed the most unluckiest in the league, and a lot of people brought up the name of Cam, as he is well known to be one of the better drivers on the grid, but unfortunately, if I bring up the Drivers' Championship here, he's all the way down in 5th, which is, I mean, it's top 5, so you can't complain there. As Barry goes purple through Sector 2 as well. He finds himself down in 5th place with 1 win, and a lot of people would say that he is a guy who should be winning a lot more than what he is. As Barry will come over the line. And does improve on his lap, but not enough to really make some damage up that grid there. And many others are saying that Clogmonger and Random Sirius are a couple of unlucky drivers, as well as Racing Ginger. as he's finishing up the 3rd sector. As he is into the pits. It's Mosser on his outlap there. Can Cam improve onto his time here? And I'm just gonna say it. Kenny's still in 6th places. There we go. Cam goes fastest now. Now switching him and JC. As they flop 1-2 and Cam finds himself on the provisional pole here with just under 6 minutes left to go. But Kenny is still yet to set a time on softs, and he is not too far off from the pace. So if you're to switch over to those mediums, I may be right here in my Kenny or Random Series prediction, as Random Series finds himself into 3rd as well.
Definitely on the cards.
Sorry, who is your prediction again there, partner?
Oh, I was going to say JC at the start of this. But I don't think we ever actually got around to me saying who I thought was gonna take it. So as Brian Mosser comes around to finish his fast lap, and he stays 4th, 3.7 seconds more than what his actual time is.
As Mahi is still yet to set a time. I'm on
I don't
board
believe
right.
he's left the pits yet.
No, I'm on board right now with Enrique, who is the teammate of Mahi. As Mickey pulls off to the side, but does kind of force Enrique into a not as good, you can just simply say, racing line as he comes through Sector 2 here, weaving his way through the beginning of Sector 3. But those Alfa Romeos, they're a team that everyone kind of wants to be like, is they're the only team this year that have finished every race. As Enrique goes a little faster and will find himself jumping up position to 10th.
Brian Mosser set the fastest Sector 2 as he comes through and he's on pole.
As Brian Mosser takes pole position.
So that lap for 4 must have been his outlap. Great lap there by a current championship leader.
Which puts us now 4 into the 109s. Which, with Zandvoort not truly having a world record yet, the MidWestF1League breaks another world record, or another track record. This league just doesn't stop.
No, not at all. So Cam now on his outlap, so he will have one chance to try to take the pole back off Brian.
Yeah, we are getting into the death here.
So we hit in just almost the last 2.5 minutes here. As JC and Random Series also come out on their outlaps.
Pork Chops is just retired, and I'd imagine, you know what, he's had one of his better qualifyings, we can say.
Yeah, starting 12th on the mediums. It is Cam now just about to start his hot lap here. Just a reminder to our viewers, these people that are retiring from session are doing so because they cannot set another time, or they don't believe they can. Or they might simply just not want to.
Now, Helg's going to be starting in the top 10 there on mediums. I'm on with Cam. He goes purple through Sector 1.
Oh yeah.
He is flying right now. Seems that Mahi is out of the pits now, though.
Fastest sector 2. He's 0.4 seconds down from his best time.
He's flying right now. He might be able to go into the 108s. I don't think there's enough room on this last sector to really make up that time, but he might have a chance.
Around the final bend. This is his best shot. As he takes pole.
As he crushes pole. Brilliant stuff there.
A 109.210. I believe that smashes the previous record by an entire second.
Wrong with JC is he goes faster than his initial time. Unfortunately, no, he's too far gone. Random Serious seems to be not. Doesn't look like he's really pushing here. As well as C. Barry, as he is far over time. He may be able to get around the track for one more.
Oh, I don't believe so in 15 seconds.
Doesn't look like he's truly pushing for it, though.
Yeah, he's half throttle. He's not trying to. Random Serious, I believe, might be on a fast lap here. As JC might be similar.
Oh, as Mahi loses control, unfortunately.
Nah, Random Serious isn't. He didn't use DRS down his front. Down
no,
his
I didn't think
lap.
so. It seems that JC is pushing, though. If Mahi just sets a time, he's going to find himself qualifying in 18th, so it's worth him to finish up this lap. As JC goes purple through Sector 2.
Could we see a final pinch?
Can JC find himself up on the top step? Crossing the line. He does improve his time, but not enough.
Only losing out by, what's that? That's 0.04, 0.033 of a second.
As that seems to be it for our qualifying here, as everyone else is in the pits.
Monkey Mafia still not setting a time.
I'm not sure if Mahi was aware of that. All he needed to do was just set a time there. That's literally all he needed to have done was just set one time. Then he'd find himself into 18th, but unfortunately now he'll find himself in the back of the grid. But a strong outing from It's Heavy. Fairly strong outing from Nicky, as he has found himself up at the upper echelon of the results lately. Pork chops.
It's good to see Cam up the top after his unlucky finishes last race.
For sure, with an absolutely scorcher of a fastest lap here, of a qualifying time.
So he has officially beaten the previous record by slightly over one entire second.
Just brilliant stuff. Now we got about 30 seconds here. What's your prediction for the race here? Give me a podium. Give me a podium. Give me your podium and your hard charger. Right now.
I think it's inevitable that Brian will be on the podium. He's already put himself in a great position in qualifying. I don't see him really losing out unless he's caught in a major incident. I believe he's going to be on the podium in somewhat. I'm hoping Cam is on that podium as well.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of that third spot, it's going to be a close one between, I believe, JC, Random Serious, and C. Barry to see who gets... JC is actually getting a 5-place penalty.
They'll put him down to 8th. Same with Helg,
yeah,
he gets a 5 place.
Yeah, so Random Serious will start third. So JC will have some catching up to do. So I think that third podium spot might be between Random Serious and C Barry here.
Tim Lee also gets himself a 5-place penalty too, so that'll drop him down to the last position. But yeah, my prediction, I'm gonna go Racing Ginger as my hard charger. I think Cam's gonna get the dub, with C Barry also on the third step. I'm calling a big day for the Renaults, and I think JC is gonna find himself on the other step of the podium.
I think it's well due for the Renaults.
I think it is totally. They've had some really unlucky finishes so far this year. They were labeled as the number one if not the number two teams this year, as we all expected them to be fighting with the Mercedes throughout the year, but they just haven't gotten the results that they would have liked. As right now, they are currently in 5th in the table.
So we now have the drivers setting up onto the grid here, choosing their strategies.
And right now our bottom of the grid battle here between the Haas and the Williams is now still only separated by 9 points. So a big day from either of those teams could really fare them well for the rest of the year here.
100%.
No, I'm just gonna say it again. I'm so happy that K-Dog is a girl, that she's racing in here. That makes me really happy. I'm really hoping that she has a good race here today too, as I hope. As Zandvoort is a tricky circuit here, but I think that I'm really hoping that she proves herself today as well.
Yeah, it's great to see, just for representation in the thing, as we have 5 red lights coming up to the Dutch Grand Prix, and lights are out. Brian gets a good start, so does Cam at the front. I think Cam's going to lead this into turn 1. Brian's down his inside. JC tries to go around the outside of Kenny. As we're heading down, Cam leads from Brian, from Barry, from Sirius, from Kenny. Safety car first lap. So all the cars will hold station already on this first lap.
There was some major collision there. I'm going to try and work my way through the field and see. Is Racing Ginger.
As Enrique and Racing Ginger get 5-second penalties for collisions. As Helg also gets one.
I'm trying to go through the field here and catch some wing damage.
Noganator for ignoring yellow flags. So Bloxham at the back has really bad wing damage. Tim Lee seems to be okay. Artemis is fine. K-Dog looks alright. I think Mahi has some damage though. No, Mahi doesn't seem to have damage.
Enrique's got a little bit of damage.
does have damage. Racing Ginger has damage. Enrique has damage. Helga has no damage.
We're truly going to know with all these drivers opting for the pit here. As with the safety car, it is the time to pit. No doubt about it.
So we have a Williams, and we have the Williams of It's Heavy come in, as well as Nikki. One of the Haas comes in. That's the Haas of Noganator. That's Enrique coming in. That's Racing Ginger. That's Clog.
Mahi.
That's Mahi, and that's also Bloxham coming in.
Wow.
So another interesting start to the race here. So at the start of this race, we're already seeing Tim Lee has made up 8 places.
And Pork Chops has found himself up quite a bit, I guess, as well with Monkey Mafia and Helg. A lot of these drivers have jumped up. It seemed to be the middle pack that really kind of got caught up in there. But
K-Dog making up some positions early as well.
That safety car threw me off again, man. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as that accident happened, the safety car popped out from the pits, and I thought it was a Renault. I was like, no, my
We're getting
prediction.
caught out by that way too easy.
Oh god, it gets us way too easy. I just was like, oh my god, not another Renault, come on. And then, of course, there's a safety car, and the Renaults find themselves currently 1 and 3. But good luck so far for them. Good luck so far for the McLarens. As, they both jump up 4 spots and are in the top 10, both of them now. K-Dog with 5 spots, Artemis with 5 spots, and Tim Lee with 8, as he seemed to have avoided all the damage and all the chaos to find himself up into 20th, or 12th, 20th, no. He was in 20th, now he's in 12th. I'm going to pop into the race director here and make sure I got everything. Oh, wow. There's a lot. So we got Clog with the 5. Mahi with the 5. As there was Tim Lee with the 5. As well with Bloxham. All these is... I can try and update this. Noganator with the 5. Helg with the 5. Many, many 5s being tossed around here, as I believe I got Enrique. Enrique's got 2, actually. Noganator gets 2. As Racing Ginger picks up another one here. Christ almighty. And we got It's Heavy. Okay. Seems to be I've caught up here. Now do we have the safety car in this lap? As Cam seems to be bow-tasking the field here. As now he does let it loose. As Enrique seemed to have dropped a couple spots off the hop. Artemis goes wide.
Serious, really on the tail. Oh, there's a bit of a kerfuffle at the back of the grid. Maybe someone didn't go when they were supposed to.
Yeah, K-Dog seems to be going to the pit now. I think she got a. I think she collided with someone.
Bit of Mugello in that.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's up with that?
As Brian is right on the back of Cam, heading out of Sector 1.
We got a crash between Clog and Bloxham in Sector 1. As they'll have to go into the pits once again.
We can just be thankful that there's been no DNFs so far.
Yes, exactly that. Noganator and Nikki were kind of jumping back and forth there. This Archness seems to have made up a spot. Oh, It's Heavy goes off. Tim Lee finds himself on the outside.
As Nikki and JC have caught each other up in turn 1. As Brian Mosser picks up a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Kenny. As Brian sees himself down in 5th.
Sorry,
now.
Quickly, Nikki and It's Heavy touch, and It's Heavy gets turned right into the pit exit there. As Tim Lee gets a little bit of lockup here, as Noganator finds himself right on his back.
Bloxham picks up a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. So we currently have the 2 Renaults sitting 1st and 2nd.
There's a nice little battle here for 12th that I'm on board with as Tim Lee locks up, and Noganator takes a look to the inside but doesn't want to shoot the gap as Tim Lee's getting a little bit loose here. As Noganator will get DRS in him and did get the better traction going out. Or there's no DRS quite yet, but Noganator does find himself moving up a position.
Great battle here for second as Random Series takes the inside on C. Barry, but does not make it stick at turn 1. So head up to turn 4. Random Series gets real deep into turn 4 as they head back up the hill and right through the fast end section of Sector 1. It's going to be tight between these two all the way through to Sector 2. Cam has a nice healthy gap to his teammate in first, but Random Series only half a second behind C. Barry as he will have DRS down this back straight. Not a huge back straight, but enough to get some time back.
Well, this is happening. We also got a nice little battle going on for 5th place, as Helg is a second behind his teammate, Pork Chops.
Well, even 6th because Monkey Mafia's there. Oh, as C... Oh, wait.
Sirius is going to take him over.
C. Barry and Random Series both looked like they were going into the pit lane as Sirius goes around the outside of C. Barry to take second. Bit of Albon about that, around the outside on a Renault.
And then Helg cleanly overtook his teammate in Pork Chops as Pork Chops let him go by. Very good teammates, those two, so you won't expect them to truly battle that position out. If one shows the pace, the other one will let go. Noganator is just within a half a second of Nicky here, as Nicky goes to the inside to defend that hairpin of turn 4, but does get the better launch out of it, so Noganator won't be able to really take a lunge into that turn 9.
So Random Series in second is currently making a good gap on C. Barry, but Barry's not letting him go easy.
Yeah, and it will be
about 6 to 7 behind.
As soon as I jumped off Noganator, he just overtook Nicky for 9th place, but unfortunately now Nicky will get the DRS going into that mini DRS section through Sector 2 into Sector 3 there. I think Sirius has the pace over Barry in this battle right now.
It definitely seems like it is. Sirius locks up heading into turn 4. His Racing Ginger has retired. He's out of the race. As there is another safety car here.
So he finds himself...
He's crashed out right at the end of Sector 1. In that fast section. So that will absolutely destroy Cam's lead here. As K-Dog and I believe it was one of the... What was it? I didn't see who the second person was, but I know...
I think it was Artenis.
Artenis and K-Dog speeding under safety car, so they will both receive drive-through penalties.
As he'll have to he'll have to drive through the pit, go all the way around the track, and then go back in the pit if he wants to change his tires. But I think that might be a good thing for C. Barry here. And not a good thing for Cam, unfortunately. As
Sirius and Barry both come into the pits, as Cam is already in the pits.
The Renaults are going to double stack
here.
It looks like they're going to be clean, yeah. As C. Barry's going on to the hards, as is Cam, as does
Random Series.
Helga opts to stay out. Mosser also opts for the hards.
So Cam will still lead this race.
That's huge. And now the McLarens find themselves on 2 and 3. How old are these tires?
What's not good news is now Brian Mosser will sit on the back of C. Barry at this restart.
Monkey Mafia does have 8-lap-old softs. As we do have other drivers in Nicky, JC, and Kenny opting for the fresh hards, while Artenis, It's Heavy, and K-Dog opt for the fresh mediums. And Enrique as well. But other than that, Bloxham is on fresh soft. Still, the race is wide open, as there are plenty of penalties galore here. So Cam seems to have stayed clean so far, as his teammate in C. Barry. Brian Mosser now with the 5-second time penalty. Random Sirius has found himself to be clean as well. But it's going to be a pretty good restart here. The McLarens are really going to have to figure out their strategy here, as they're both on 8-lap old mediums here. And this is a duo who won't step on each other's toes here.
No. I think those mediums can go for a bit longer, but I think the lead pack have just decided to make it a one-stop, so then it's just, they just have to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, now will that, like, say, who could really take a shot in this race? I guess, yeah, that lead pack, maybe Helg. Helg might be in an opportunity here. If he is able to kind of keep up with the pack there with those mediums for a little while, and then maybe switch to the softs in the end while those hards are going to be pretty run down, he might be able to truly make up some time there.
Perhaps, yeah.
I think he may be a dark horse in this situation here. As well as Pork Chops, of course, as he's also in third on the same strategy, but they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do pretty quick.
If Pork is able to create some separation between the two McLarens, that might give Helg a bit of room to pit with a gap and try to mitigate the amount of positions lost, but it's going to be difficult with Random Sirius on the tail of both of these McLarens, as well as C. Barry and Brian ready to take some positions, as the safety car will come in this lap. So the cars will be ready to race in a moment's time.
Yeah, if Pork can hold up the pack and allow Helg to kind of stay close with Cam.
Cam is really doing a Bottas right now.
Oh, 100%. As he's backing everybody up here. As don't look now, but there's two Haas's
awesome.
in the top 10 as well. Oh.
As Cam now goes.
Yeah, he will open up a good little gap. He's already got a second on Helg, as Helg unfortunately did not catch the timing there.
As C. Barry has also made a
Oh, it looks like Noganier went off.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, yeah, Noganier did go off.
Luckily, he is at the start of the straight, so he's able to go into the pit lane.
Quite unfortunate. Luckily, there is quite a bit of racing to go here, as we're only just under a third into this race. As I'm on with Pork right now, as he seems to have the pace over Helg. As Cam has opened up that gap to 2 seconds.
So there was a great restart from him.
Oh, completely.
So we already have a yellow flag, but that should just be a slower car.
Random Sirius is within a half a second here of Pork Chops as well. Unfortunately, no DRS.
As Bloxham has had an issue at the end of Sector 2. If I can get on board with him. Yeah, he's spun out and lost some of his front wing, so he's not having a good day yet.
Quite unfortunate.
Random
for the
Sirius
Ferraris.
right on the tail of Pork Chops heading down this straight.
He gets
he's
a
sitting
awesome
right on his
lunge from
tailpipe
him.
as he go. Oh, he fakes the inside, goes around the outside. Can he make it stick on Pork Chops? Oh, he runs wide. He's on the gravel. He gets back on, but that's gonna make Monkey Mafia come after him. He's gonna lose some time as he looks up into turn 4. C. Barry also right on the tail of Monkey Mafia, with Brian Mosser sitting right behind them. Good little battle of the racing points as JC passes Tim Lee.
C. Barry's going to need to dispatch Monkey Mafia pretty quick here if he's going to want to stay close to Random Sirius and the two McLarens. As this does seem to be Cam's race to lose at this point here. Already a 2.5 second gap between him and second place.
So a gap has opened up between Helg and Pork as well, as I think Tim Lee has just spun out.
Yes, he did, unfortunately.
So Random Series will have another crack at Pork Chops heading down this straight, as so will Brian on Barry here.
As DRS will be enabled now.
So everyone's trying to stay out of each other's slipstreams.
I think Pork Chops is going to take one for the team here and just hold up Random Serious. Because that could fare huge for the McLarens if Pork Chops, and will throw this race quite just right on its head. As we did prior, see a Cam, Random Serious, Barry 1, 2, 3, but with Cam being separated from everyone else by the two McLarens, and the McLarens holding up the rest of the pack, it could really kind of throw this race for a loop.
Yeah, Random Serious really needs to get past Pork Chops as soon as he can, as he's hoping for a good exit onto this back straight. Gaining some time really. He looked to the inside but decided not to.
It's just not long enough.
Yeah.
Pork Chops has a lot to do here.
You can make up a couple tenths, but it's not. So Brian also right on the back of C. Barry here. This Random Serious will want to take another crack.
It's Kenny and Mahi are wheel to wheel here. Going to the final turn. Seems Kenny has gotten the better of him. Run with Random Serious. He takes a look to the inside, but doesn't seem to be enough room. Pork Chops did give him the gap, but decided to opt out of it. This Random Serious is going to really need to dispatch Pork Chops soon here if he's going to want to have any chance of catching up to Helg, because now that gap between him and Helg is nearly 3.5 seconds now. Monkey Mafia seems to be driving very well on those softs right now, holding off C. Barry, but those softs will start to really fall away here.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'd have to expect Monkey Mafia to come into the pit soon. As C. Barry will get DRS, and so will Brian Mosser heading down this back straight. What can we see these drivers do? It's a good battle for 5th here. Kenny with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as he is right on the back of Brian Mosser as well. So really good battle for 5th here between 4 drivers. We do have a yellow flag that seems to be the Ferrari of Loxham.
I think Barry's gonna have a shot to go around the outside here as he brakes later.
He does. He goes right around the outside. That's a great move by C.
And
Barry
Random
there.
Serious and Pork Chops right ahead of him, as Pork Chops will get the inside, but Random Serious doesn't give away and will take the inside now for this turn 4, as Pork Chops and him are wheel to wheel currently. As Random Serious seems to have the better traction and will take over second place in this race. As all that happened, Helg did pit. Pork Chops held him off for as long as he could, but unfortunately, now with those medium tires starting to wear down a little bit, Random Serious did have the better traction there. As now Pork Chops' day is not done yet, as he will have C. Barry to deal with, as he is right on his tail now.
This is actually also quite good for C. Barry, as
sorry, Kenny and Brian Mosser are now wheel to wheel down in this little mid straight here, as Kenny did not end up taking the outside line there and gives it up to Brian Mosser. But sorry, continue on to what you were saying.
Yeah, that's great. So like, it's good for C. Barry at the moment, because his biggest rival right now is Brian Mosser on this track. So if Monkey Mafia is able to get in the way, that creates a big gap for the two.
And now Brian Mosser is going to have Kenny to deal with here.
As and Monkey Mafia, Kenny loves a good overtake.
Oh, and
as Heavy is retired. He's crashed out
in Sector 2.
So the gap between Random Serious and Cam at the moment is 9 seconds.
Racing Ginger gets overtaken by both Brian Mosser and Kenny, as those 15-old lap tires are starting to really dwindle on him. Kenny is really getting on the tail of Brian Mosser here.
Racing Ginger isn't in the race. Yeah, the gap between Cam and Sirius at the moment is 9 seconds, with the gap between Pork and Sirius at about 1.2, 1.3. But Barry right on the tail of Pork Chops. We might see a move down this front straight. As Monkey Mafia has now dropped down into 7th.
Kenny is also right on the back of Mosser as well, and Mosser won't be able to get DRS to Barry here, as it might
see Barry really making up. Oh, as he tries to look around the outside again, doesn't get it. But does get great traction heading down to turn 4. Not going to see a move here either.
When do you pull in Pork Chops if you're the McLaren team here?
It's hard to tell, because if he's starting to lose some pace, then it's probably just better to get him in anyway. But I don't see him being able to create... I don't see him being able to back up the field enough for Held, considering they're almost on different halves of the lap.
Pork Chops is very good at holding a good race pace. As now Artemis is getting the blue flag from Pork Chops and Seaberry,
as he now passes everyone.
As Kenny and Mosser overtake as well. But with that brings Mosser now within DRS range of Seaberry as well.
As Barry gets a really good launch down the front straight, he will overtake Pork, but Pork heads into the pits.
So he'll just give him it seemed Mosser headed into the pits as well.
Yeah, he's also opted in. That's very interesting at the moment.
He's going in for the mediums.
Does he know something? He might have picked up damage. Maybe that's why.
So he finds himself dropping way down the order, now into 12th place. As this race seems to be the race for the reign of Mosser to end. As right now, my prediction is pretty freaking close, I must say.
Oh, yeah.
I am one off right now.
What did you say? A double Renault and then random Sirius?
I think it was either random Sirius or Kenny. I think I went with Kenny, and I went with Pork Chops for the hard charger.
As they pass, I think that's the racing point of Tim Lee.
Right now, Mahi is getting hard charger. Brian Mosser seems to have dispatched as he loses his braking point by a mile and goes straight through. As now he gets re-overtaken by Monkey Mafia. This Monkey Mafia kind of clips the wall a little bit.
So that'll waste some time for Brian to make up some positions. I think if other teams are looking to make a second stop, I reckon that's just about ruin his chances of coming back up into the podium places.
I agree. JC Chase did overtake Mahi there, as Mahi's now on 16 old hards. As I'd imagine he's probably gonna want to pit. He may be able to last those for the rest of the race. Oh, I did. Thank you, Justin. I did go for Racing Ginger. I should have went Pork Chops. I was thinking Pork Chops, but I didn't.
So the gap between Sirius and Cam right now is about 10.5. So this is a great lead for Cam at the moment. He's just able to stay clean.
Monster didn't end up overtaking Monkey Mafia again as well. Monkey Mafia will get DRS through that long straight there. As he comes through the DRS trap, and well, that's close. I'm not sure if he will be able to get DRS there. So we get a yellow flag through Sector 2, but that is one of the Ferraris pulling off. As no, unfortunately, Monkey Mafia did not get DRS, so that should see Brian Mosser exit Monkey Mafia's view off into the distance. As Clogmonger went off at the worst possible time just after turn 1, and will now have to make one full trip all around the track to get himself a brand new wing. Kenny's got a lot of work cut out for him. He's got 8 seconds worth of penalties. And from what I got on my notes, Barry doesn't have any, and neither does Random Serious.
No.
JC has found himself right back into this race now again.
Yeah, sitting in 6th place, currently trying to chase down Enrique.
He is 10 seconds behind Kenny, but Enrique's gonna have to pit once more. Ooh.
Brian Mossa with a time penalty.
As the Midwest F1 League seems to have found Monster's kryptonite in Zandvoort. As I say that, he gets fastest lap. What timing, eh?
Yeah, definitely his worst track, yeah.
Oh,
as he sets fastest lap.
Oh, jeez. I just absolutely chopped on my tongue there. That's funny stuff.
I know there's such thing as the commentator's curse, but that was too quick.
Oh, I know. That was unbelievably fast. I thought I was going to commentator's curse today by saying that the Renaults were going to have a good finish. You hear... Okay, you heard that? Knocking on wood. As no one in this league, or I'm just going to say everyone in this league wants to see Cam get another win, as he has just been, like I said, the most unluckiest driver so far this year. I'm on with JC, and JC nearly loses it in the last little turn section there of 13 or 14 and 15. As he does get DRS. Kenny is right on the tail as he just touches the back of Seabury there in turn 4. Oh, I've got a story here. Okay. So, well, nothing really too entertaining is going on right now. But if something is, then you jump right over me. Okay, here their report, or okay, here their stats. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So, the first corner of this track is reportedly named after a local character. Oh my God. Who had earned the nickname of Tarzan from some sort of, I don't know, situation, I'm not sure. But his nickname was Tarzan, and he wanted the first turn of this track to be nicknamed after him, which the first turn is named Tarzan Bach. And so he only wanted to give up his vegetable garden in the...
Hold on. Arson is currently disqualified for driving backwards, I believe. Or parking on the track.
I wonder if he was pulling off there. Because he is getting lapped. Who he's getting lapped by? It'd be Monkey Mafia and Nikki there. So he might have been pulling off to let them go, and then the game unfortunately deemed that to be...
Well, no, he was spun out and backwards, yeah.
Oh, he was, okay. Okay, so the first turn was named after a local man named Tarzan, and only wanted to give up his vegetable garden in the dunes if the track's designer named a nearby corner after him. So that's where...
That's a fun fact, yeah. That's awesome.
But on the other hand, many other stories of the Tarzan corner. There is many other stories of the Tarzan corner, but that is the one that I was able to find. As now we are over halfway through this race. You see,
one of the McLarens is spun out. That's the McLaren of Helg.
He seems to be
currently off the track. He seems to be okay in terms of his front wing, but I think he's just had a big turnover there.
His wheels are going to be on fire right now, so he's going to have to cool those off. But unfortunately, now that McLaren strategy from what it was will seem to have gone out the window, as now it's solely on Porkchop's shoulders. As now Helg finds himself nearly six seconds back, but Helg may be able to make up a spot here. As Monkey Mafia finds himself a little bit on the dirt, and goes wide. It opens up the door a little bit for Helg, but not enough for him to truly take a stab at it. As Kenny is just absolutely attacking the back end of Seabury here. Just not enough traction out of the DRS straights to get that pass onto the podium step there.
But do remember, Kenny does have a lot of time penalties.
Yes, of course. He seems to, he's a driver who really pushes the limits. With the pace that he has,
And the limits do push back.
Yes. As Monster seemed to have overtaken Mahi in that middle sector DRS there, in that sector 2 into 3 DRS section. Oh, is Kenny now?
Kenny looks around the outside. Can't get it to stick. But he does look to have a better run. Maybe, maybe not.
No, he's going to have to outbrake him here. No, both drivers let off here, and Barry doesn't seem to really open up the gap. As I gotta be honest, I'm very much so jealous of these drivers' abilities to rip through this track, because I was on this doing time trials for a good 20 minutes beforehand, and I could not put a complete lap together here.
Yeah. As we have an interesting battle for, I think it's 10th at the moment, between Helg, Mafia, and Nicky, heading through the back of Sector 1. As Seabury gets a 3-second penalty.
Feeling the heat from Kenny.
Be enough. Yeah, I think it's running wide just before that last corner.
Yeah, Kenny does have another 5 seconds on him from the accident in the beginning of the race, I believe it was.
Yeah. As we do have about 10 laps to go. This is quite a lengthy race.
Enrique finds himself into the pits, and now Mosser goes into 6th place, along with other drivers moving up the table here. Enrique going onto the softs for the final 10 laps of the race, maybe trying to make up as many laps as he can. Mahi currently going on 23 lap old hard tires, which is quite impressive, as the amount of laps that these drivers race is, I believe, this is a 50% race, so the tire wear gets doubled to match what it would be for a full race. As Clogmonger went off there in the final section of 14 and 15.
He collided into, he collided into Barry.
He got
and
Barry.
They're both out. As we do have a virtual safety car. Oh no.
Oh, that's awful. Was Kenny ahead of Barry there?
No, Barry was ahead. He tried to move out of the way of the incoming, or the car that was there of Clog, but Clog, I believe, was trying to turn around, and as he did that, hit Barry. So Barry will not pick up points at all, as he did not complete 90% of this race.
Now with this Renault points solely riding on the shoulders of Cam, as Nicky, there we go, picks up a penalty. Quite unfortunate. As I gotta say now, Barry has also been one of the more unlucky drivers on this grid so far this year.
Yeah, definitely.
That will move all the drivers up one position, other than Cam and Random Serious, of course. K-Dog picks up 8 seconds worth of penalties in rapid succession, as Enrique picks up a penalty as well. Not one of the better days for the Alfa Romeos here. They are both in the top 10s here, but both do have quite a bit of penalties to serve. Monkey Mafia is having himself a really good race.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially after volunteering to move down to Series 2 League. Great to see him being able to come back up and have some success.
As with Barry out, we do see 5 drivers gone. As I'm on with Kenny, as he is on the softs now. Now this is very interesting, as with 12-second gap between Kenny and Random Series, and Kenny is on the softs. Do you think that that's enough laps for him to make up the gap to Random Series for second place?
Well, I don't think that's where we need to look at. I think we need to look at how much time the difference is between Kenny and JC here.
So it's currently 3.5.
Kenny,
but JC is on 18 old laps hards though, so. Yeah,
but if Kenny still has a huge amount of difference between in terms of what time penalties, if JC is able to keep a somewhat close gap, might be a way for JC to steal that podium place off him.
The two McLarens seem to have been holding hands this whole race today, hey?
Yeah, definitely. They've just been together the entire race.
If JC's able to keep up with Kenny right now on 19 lap old hards, and Kenny being on much fresher of a tire and on a better tire compound, that is quite impressive.
Do we know if JC has...
I don't have any penalties for JC right now, and with Kenny I've got him at 8 seconds worth of penalties. So right now if he's going to want to keep that podium position, he's going to have to find another 5 seconds on JC from somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the incidents at the moment. There seems to be nothing for JC other than that 5th place penalty at the start. But in terms of... let's go through...
Got the two Alfa Romeos going at it for 9th place here, as Enrique doesn't give up really into the corner, but yes, he does end up succeeding that 9th place position. Bloxham finds himself into the pit, maybe going for the fastest lap here. Yes, he is switching to a fresh set of softs to probably go for the fastest lap for that extra 5 points. But this has just been Cam's race to lose, it seems, from the beginning here.
So Kenny is on 8 seconds worth of penalties, but he's one warning away from receiving another 3 seconds.
Yeah, so
not only does Kenny need to keep it clean, but he also needs to find another 4 seconds on JC here.
He needs to find another 5.
Another 5.
So...
and he's only got 5 laps to do it as well.
He did pick up fastest lap, so that is an extra 5 points for his troubles there.
Yeah. So that will make up the deficit he loses to P3, but in terms of a raw result, he might be really wanting to push for that P3.
Mahi's really pushing Monkey Mafia here for 8th place, as he is on the far fresher soft tire. Monkey Mafia having himself quite a day today, representing the Haas. Finds himself currently sitting in some pretty good points for the Haas team, as they are still in a battle for the bottom team of the league this year with the Williams. As Monkey Mafia does show Mahi the inside line. Now Mahi will get DRS and does have the pace to overtake Monkey, sorry, here for 8th place now. But Mahi does have 5 seconds worth of penalties, and I don't have anything for Monkey Mafia right now, so Mahi's going to really have to open up the gap and also deal with a teammate of Enrique in 10th place to hold them off, both of them. As I say that, nice little switchback from Monkey Mafia, but he doesn't end up taking the dive into turn 4. And the secondary switchback won't work again. Now he'll be 2 seconds back. But if he can stay within that DRS range of Enrique, he should be able to stay close enough and get all that time back, as Enrique also has quite a bit of penalties to service. He's got 13 seconds worth. So Monkey Mafia should find himself moving back into 9th, at least when all is said and done. But I'm with the unfortunate incident of C. Barry today, I gotta say this has been one of our better races in the Midwest F1 League today.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
We currently got for our hardest charger here. Kenny's still with fastest lap.
Mahi currently sitting with the fastest charger with 11 places made.
Ooh.
As remember, he did start at the back of the grid, having not set a time at all.
Trying to see if there's going to be any other movement around.
No, everyone seems quite spread out at the moment.
Yeah, with time though, Noganator may be able to overtake Bloxham. So I've got 10 seconds worth of penalties for Noga. Oh, only 13 seconds, but now that gap is. So unless Noganator finds 3 seconds somewhere in this race, then it seems like he'll be finishing in 13th.
Just watching the gap between JC and Kenny at the moment, the gap is sitting about 6 seconds with 3 laps to go. So Kenny's really trying to make up as much distance as he can. I think JC really needs to put the pedal to the metal to keep that gap.
Yeah, Kenny needs to open up another 2 seconds here. 2 full seconds. 2 1/4 really. Through 2.5 laps really. It can be done. He is on the far fresher tire, and the soft that is as well. JC is a man who just shows consistent race pace. Now Mahi is caught right up to Pork Chops now for 7th place as well. This Pork Chops is going to have a little bit of work to do. Unfortunately, Mahi loses some traction there coming out of the turn. What was your predictions today? Do you remember? Sorry.
I don't think I made predictions for the end of this race.
I don't think you did either.
Oh no, I did. I think I said I thought Cam was gonna definitely be there. I thought Brian was in a great position to stay there, but obviously that hasn't worked today. And I thought the last position was going to be made up of either Random Series, JC, or C Barry. And I was right with C Barry for a while, and then that didn't work. I've been right with Random Series for a majority of this race, and I think JC might just pick up this last place. So kind of right.
I think JC has that spot to lose right now. Driving a crazy race now on 25 old lap hards.
Kenny gets wide. So Kenny now has 1 full lap to make up 1.4 seconds on JC. He's going to have to pull a Lando Norris here.
He's 1.4 seconds, he said? Yeah, he gets 1.3. He's really moving. As Mahi gets right into the back of Pork Chops and finds himself going off and spinning out. Unfortunately, no. He's going to have to straighten himself out a little bit, and he's going to drop down the order. As Mahi with 5 seconds worth of penalties. Now he's got Nicky right on his back. Unfortunately, that'll drop him back into 11th place.
As Kenny picks up another 3 seconds, yeah.
That's all she wrote.
He only needed 0.8 off JC, or 0.7 now. But
well, let's just pretend that he didn't do it for a second, just so we can bring a little bit of excitement to this.
He's still.
He's getting really close.
0.3. He's getting 0.3.
As
0.2.
As Cam comes over the line for the win. Can he keep it
Cam
into
picking
third
up.
place? Oh, he's doing it, dude. Holy,
It's
he's
8
moving.
seconds.
It's at 8.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Nick drops underneath. JC's right back. As JC really needs to move in these past corner, but yeah, no, all said and done. JC comes home in third place. As no, he doesn't.
actually,
JC must have picked up a penalty
no,
somewhere.
he doesn't. Oh no, Kenny has done it.
Kenny did.
He did it.
So JC was the one who needed to make up all the time. Look, what do we know, hey?
Well, okay, we must have stuffed up there somewhere. So a great race for Cam here after a very unlucky finish to last week, able to pick it up this week. Great result for him. Random series picking up second place, great result for him as well. Kenny is able to hold on to third, which is a great result for him again. JC with fourth, Brian in third, I believe Pork in did I say Brian?
Give me a second here. I'm not sure if they can hear you. I'm just going to invite everyone. Oh, these knobs. You need us to.
So, as standings go, Kenny only received 6 seconds in total.
Oh, did he? I must have.
Yeah. He might have served some of it under...
Oh, he would have served it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So, Cam coming home
in
in first place, followed by Random Series in second, Kenny third, JC in fourth, Brian in fifth, Helgen sixth, followed by Pork in seventh, Monkey Mafia in eighth, great result for him, ninth and 10th for the Alfa Romeos with Enrique and Mahi, with Mahi picking up hardest charger for the day with 9 places gained. Kenny, also picked up the fastest lap of the race, so he will also get bonus points. As we go through the second half, we have Nicky in 11th, Bloxham in 12th, Noganator Timley in 15th, as the last 5 drivers in C. Barry, Clog, Artemis Heavy, and Racing Ginger all DNFing this race.
Do you mind if you send the guys the invite here so I don't pull the screen away?
Yeah, go for it.
I opened up the party for you to do so. But yeah, our last little look there at the results. And I gotta say, I was actually technically, I got 2 out of 4 there.
You were correct for a majority of it.
Yeah,
I think we were both correct with a lot of it, but just the minor details.
Yeah, because I got Cam winning, and then I had Kenny also on the podium. Unfortunately, Racing Ginger crashed out. But and Seaberry, that was just quite unfortunate, man. What can you do?
So we will get Cam, Kenny, Mahi, and Random Series into this party. This is the first, I think, post-race interview without Brian Mosser, he's always been on the podium this year, and this is his first outing is not on the podium. So.
No, he wouldn't have been in Vietnam.
Ah, yes. Okay.
That was also a fun track. I remember that being a fun race. Others don't, but I do. I enjoyed my time there. As race 7 is in the books, as we may see some steward complaints from drivers around, which may shift around the positions here and there, but I don't imagine we will see that much of a movement between the drivers. But if we do, I do post all of the results and standings to our Twitter page there. I believe I have the link in the description. No, I don't. I will post the link I will get the link in the description for you people to follow us on Twitter here and catch up on everything that is the Midwest F1 League. But take it away, Stat.
So we do have all of our drivers currently in our party chat. I think we've all had these people in the past, so their settings will be correct. So we might just start with our race winner for today, Cam. Finally being able to pick up that P1. How does it feel?
Hey, it feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, I can't complain at all. I mean, you're probably going to have much more interesting things to hear from the other drivers. I mean, the weather was really interesting. Nice little overcast, you know. But the sun was kind of coming in and out, which is, you know, somewhat affecting the race. But yeah, it was pretty nice overall. Don't know what happened to Brian or Barry, my teammate. I was really disappointed to see both of them kind of drop down the list after that initial safety car. I really want to hear what happened to that. I mean, probably nothing good.
Yeah, so I believe, so what happened with Brian was he also pitted at the same time that you, Barry, and Sirius also pitted. So you all dropped back behind each other, and I think Brian got caught up a little bit fighting with Mafia and Kenny, and I believe he had to make another stop. So he ended up playing it, but he was able to make up places back into 5th, I believe, in the end.
Well, he was behind me after the pit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then Barry got into a collision with Clog, who had spun out on the last corner, and I think Clog was just trying to spin himself straight again, and Barry just clipped his wheel as he went past.
No.
Yeah, Kenny, you'd have the best view of that situation, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he just went straight into him. He had nowhere to go, really.
Yeah. It was unfortunate in the end, but yeah, I mean, a great result for you in the end, Cam, and yeah, it's especially given last race with almost having that race just about wrapped up, being able to come through the field and then having it, I guess, crash out in the end. But yeah, great comeback this week. You must be very happy.
Yeah, definitely happy. And just last note, I want to give a shout out to basically K-Dog, Tim Lee, basically an artist. They did a really good job basically dealing with the traffic with the blue flags. They were able to organize that really well and didn't cause any issues. So really clean driving, every driver I met out there. So, but thank you, commentating like always.
Yeah, thank you very much. And interesting fact, K-Doc is actually our first female driver on the grid, so it's great to see that kind of representation.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, great finish in the end, so congrats to you. As we'll now move on to Random Series. Great race for you as well. P2, great finish. How are you feeling?
Yeah, super happy about it as well. And before I start, I want to second that what Cam just said. I was also super happy about the traffic. Yeah, everyone did a great job moving out on the blue flags.
Yeah, it seems everyone's kind of getting better with qualifying and blue flags as the year's going on, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I also understand that on this track especially, it's really hard to move out of the way, which we also saw in qualifying wasn't super easy, but it still worked out everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it also had some really intense battles through the field, especially with that initial battle with I think it was C. Barry through a great majority of that, and then I believe you were having a battle with someone else. I can't quite remember.
With Pork, and we actually had kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were going side by side, like for 4 turns.
Yeah, I was on board with that. That was really good stuff there.
Yeah, heading off through the back of Sector 1. Yeah, that was great to watch. Just those two battles. So yeah, great result in the end. So pick up some really good points for Red Bull, even though your partner in racing, Ginger, not being able to finish the race. So yeah, great result for yourself in the end.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm also super stoked for Cam to get his second win here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a Cam's second win at this track as well, I believe too.
And during the season.
Yeah.
As he did pick up that win all the way back in the second of the year in Vietnam.
Yeah, two double wins.
Which is the only other time where we didn't have Monster up on the podium. So it seems when Cam wins, Monster's nowhere to be found. So Cam, you are the kryptonite of Monster.
It's definitely today's race definitely taken a chunk out of Brian Moss's lead, but with him finishing 5th, it's not taken too much away from him. But we'll head on to our 3rd place finisher in Kenny today. Great finish in the end for you. We had thought that you'd had 8 seconds worth of penalties in the end, and then picked up another one right at the end, which would have been 11. So we were really thinking that JC had a low enough gap to take that place off you. But were you able to serve that first 5 seconds under a pit stop?
Yeah, because apparently, like, in the pits I went 50 miles, but it still gave me the penalty, so I have to serve it next time around. I might, like, report that. That was really weird. But at the end I had 6 seconds, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'd seen that you had a 5 second, and then you got another 3 second penalty. So we thought that you needed to have beaten JC by 8 seconds, but we hadn't have realised that you already served that first 5 seconds in the pit lane. So yeah, we thought it was extremely close, and we thought it was really going to come down to the wire. And then we saw you got that last 3 second penalty, and we're like, oh no, he's lost it. And then we see you still stay in P3, so we're like, yeah, we're very happy for you in the end.
Yeah, I mean, luckily the penalty was able to be served under the safety car, lap 8 or 9. So lucky there. And also, moving from P13 to on the podium from all those laps, just making moves, that was amazing from my part, I think.
Yeah, that was great. Especially your battle with Brian through a lot of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Brian is a stellar driver, so being able to really take the fight to him is a really great spectacle. So yeah, congrats on the P3 in the end, and yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I was just being aggressive the whole way, and it paid off.
Good to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
A well-deserved podium for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll move to Mahi, as I believe this might be his either 2nd or 3rd hardest charger award for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Second.
Yeah, because I believe we've definitely seen you come through here as a hardest charger. But yeah, great result in the end. How do you think your race went?
It was alright. Like, I hadn't done any laps at Zandvoort before, so I spent all of qualifying just watching hot lap videos on YouTube to try and figure out my braking points. That's why I wasn't able to set a lap.
That's why we were kind of wondering why you hadn't left the pit lane yet.
Yeah, and then when I went for my final lap, I lost it, but then I hadn't set a lap, so I was like, I'll keep going, and then I got an invalidation at the end of it. But my race was pretty uneventful. I mean, I was just trying to keep it clean. I mean, I had a few scuffles with a couple drivers, but I think it's just a tight track in some of these bank corners. I think those were racing incidents, it seemed to me. And then I just lost it at the end. Like, I was pretty confident I was going to get the move done on pork chops. It was just a matter of time, and then I just lost it on exit. And
yeah, we did notice that. Yeah, I think you almost had ninth or 8th just locked up. But
I was 8th and should have got 7th, and then because pork chops I think his tires are really old, so in a couple of mid corners I had to almost stamp on the brakes to avoid hitting him. But fair enough, he defended pretty well, parked his car in the right places.
Yeah, definitely. He does have he has really good like racecraft and defensive ability. So yeah. Well, it's a tough task trying to get past Pork as a random serious experience for a good part of that race. So yeah, great finish in the end, being able to get up that extra point. So really good job.
Thank you.
And yeah, so quickly, that was your second hardest charger, going back to the Hall of Records that we have here in the F1.
They're both when I didn't set a lap, so there's a pattern here.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't set a lap and you get an extra point. There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you want to take us away here, Crash?
Yeah, sure, I'll bring us home. So, 1 week today, we're going to find ourselves in Italy, as well as 22 hours from now, we're going to find ourselves also in Italy for the Tier 2 League. Please join us for that, as, I'm glad you're honored they're the Reals B. as he's happy that he's a mod in the chat now. But yeah, we're gonna find ourselves in Italy, like I said, for Tier 2, as we have some very fun driving and very high skill driving down there, as our boy Stat puts that on with a 25% race followed by a 5% reverse grid scraps race is what we call it. As also, we are working on a Wednesday night Series 3 F2 League driving in F2 cars as well. So we will let you know what is going on there through the Twitter page. If you guys can follow us there, through the YouTube page as well. Please give us a follow there and give us some views, give us some likes, whatever you can do would be great. But I guess that's about it. Anything left to say, Stat, or are you good, bud?
Yeah, well obviously, very fun race today. I think great spectacle, all race. So yeah, this has definitely been one of the better races of the year. So I can't wait for next week in Italy when we see some really fast-paced action.
Oh yeah, that's a track I really like. You're going to see a lot of wheel-to-wheel driving there, which I'm really excited to. And make sure you tune in tomorrow, like I said, for that Series 2 races. I will be hosting once again, and we'll be watching many drivers, such as Stat is going to be ripping in that race. So show up and show us some support for him. So I guess that's about it. I've got nothing left to say, and yeah, 6:30 starting time tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, and we'll see you soon.